welcome to Colorado Conversations. I'm Genelle Padilla. Today we're talking about the growing digital space. It's huge, it's ever growing, continually evolving, but that has people prompting people to make social interactions in like the old-fashioned way, in the analog way, I think Volo describes it. So that's why we have you, Lily Aliff with Volo. You're the marketing person for Volo to talk about just more people leaning in the old traditional ways of social interactions, a social scene, social network, and really tapping into Volo, which is a sports league for adults. Welcome. Thank you for being here today.
So excited.
So I think a lot of people maybe don't know what Volo is. I think when you're actually seeking out social interactions, a lot of people find you. But for people who don't know exactly what Volo is, can you give us an overview of what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Volo is an adult social sports company. We are 21 plus and we run such a huge assortment of programming from leagues, tournaments, events, you name it, we probably have it. And we are a sports company. That said, we really do push the social sports aspect.
Yeah.
So we don't want people to feel intimidated if they see sports and they think, oh, I'm not athletic. Well, the social aspect is really what we want. We want to build community here in Denver. And like you said, especially in the world where people are digitally online. So really just trying to build community in person and get that genuine human interaction.
Yeah, no, this is not a new idea. I mean, I feel like 10 years ago I played kickball in an adult sports league just for fun to get outside and maybe like go to a bar afterwards and meet new people. But I feel like there is actually like a need for this type of thing right now.
Yeah, 100%. I think in today's day and age, everyone's kind of on the digital or the dating apps, like meetup groups, things like that, and there's such a huge gap between being online and connections that are just surface level online versus like showing up in person, making those actual connections and like lasting friendships and relationships and beyond that. So I think that's the special part about Volo is like seeing people really show up and build these connections over times. You know, it's kind of like a scheduled thing. You have, if you're doing a league, one game a week. So being able to show up over and over again and you slowly build those connections. It's great.
Yeah. So is that what came first? Was it like having a sports league and actually like doing, having organized sports and the social benefit came after, or did Volo set out to like link people up and build a community?
Yeah, we actually started in Baltimore, Maryland as a bocce league. I think it was 16 people in 2010. And Gio, our founder, he started it because he saw like such a lack of ways to bring people together in the community. So we've really grown a lot since then. In Denver, our market started in 2015. And yeah, we've really sprouted from there, just the community aspect. I think in Denver too, you see a lot of transplants come in. I myself am one, so I think it's really hard to meet new people in a big city, especially if you're graduating, coming in somewhere. It can be challenging, especially at the ages of 21 plus, to make new friends. So I think that's where we come in and we really want to encourage people to get out there, meet new people.
Right. No, talk to me about that because you're newer to Denver. You came here last year. I am new. I moved here last February, and I think when people, especially adults, it's so hard to find a community and a group that you belong to and can do things with. And it's real. I was just pulling some CDC data. CDC reports about 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. report feeling lonely. About 1 in 4 report not having any social or emotional support. And it's a real thing. Like people feel this, and they have. It could have health impacts, So I feel like it's almost a necessary thing to have something like this for people to go to.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like I said earlier, the digital age, people are doom scrolling, if you will. I know when I see my screen time, I sometimes get a little anxious, and I'm like, oh, I should really get off and like go meet new people.
Ooh, tell me about your screen time. I want to know the hours.
Too much. Too much. I don't even know the exact number, but I've been really into like logging off the phone lately, like going out in
touching grass.
Yeah, touching grass. Yeah. That's actually like we've used that in our marketing before. So yeah, I really think it's just so important to like unwind from that. And like we were talking about, we both moved here. I moved here knowing no one, and I had kind of 2 weeks to get out here and really like find an apartment and everything, and that was so scary. But moving here and having Volo was just the perfect opportunity, not only for my career, but also I play in leagues myself. I actually got super close with my friend group through Volo. We started a cup and hand kickball league, just practically what it sounds like. You play kickball and you have a cup in your hand of liquid. You can't spill it.
What liquid, Lily?
Anything you want. Some people bring alcohol, some people do water.
Yeah.
Really your choice. But yeah, so you show up. I think that's the perfect social one too. If you're like looking to try out something new and you're not the most athletic or you're a little intimidated by that sports term, I think cup and hand kickball is the perfect way to go. It's so much fun.
I almost feel like saying adult sports league is more intimidating than just like a sports league, because you think of like these adults, like grown men and women who have like played their whole lives, and you're like, I'm literally just here for fun. I want to shoot some baskets, and I get tired after running a couple laps. But so there are there some sports that are geared more toward the beginner than others?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a wide variety of like skill levels. For example, our volleyball product, we really do range from like the fun, social, like beginner, and then we go into like our more competitive leagues. So it's really, we have an option for every player or non-player. We also have bar games leagues, we have cornhole leagues, skee ball is one that we have. So
I am so
there
good
is an option for everyone.
I'm so good at skee ball.
I love
I
that.
would probably intimidate people on the skee ball team. No, I'm just kidding.
You have to sign up.
It's big talk. It's big. I'm just kidding. So I love that it's like very low pressure.
Yeah. Absolutely. You don't have to be athletic at all. And it's great for people who played sports maybe when they were younger and they want to come back to it. I know for me, I played soccer when I was like in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I met some girls at one of our events and they convinced me to join a league with them, and now it's like our Monday ritual. So it's really great for any type of person that just wants to get out there and meet new people, stay active. Yeah.
Did you see a big boost in people enrolling after the pandemic or during the pandemic, or maybe even like seasonal when people are maybe at home doing not much during the winter?
For sure.
Do you see boosts in people participating?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the pandemic, everyone was locked inside and like had no way of really hanging out in person, and that in-person connection is just something that's so important and forgot about nowadays. So I think even moving into the digital age after COVID, people are just more inclined to get out and meet new people and find those like real authentic experiences in person.
So you must see that often. I mean, because you're constantly out and about talking about Volo, and you must see people, kind of blooming almost if they feel isolated, lonely, and they're not doing much, and then they finally have a social circle.
Yeah. So a big part of my job as the field marketing and partnerships coordinator is going out and doing content capture, and it's absolutely one of my favorites because I get to go see people in real time, building these connections. I've had a team, some of my teammates are now dating, so I just have been able to see these like connections come about in real time, and it's honestly one of my favorite parts about the job, and it really makes it just so special. Being able to form friendships, it's like so wholesome.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And it's the organic way. It's not like on social media or you know following someone or adding them as a friend. It's like back in a playground where you're just kind of just keeping things very simple.
Yeah, 100%. It really does give you that like you're a kid again feeling.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Is that what initially drew you to Volo to work for the company?
Yeah, I think Volo, I'm from Baltimore, so they have a huge presence there, and that's where we were founded. So I had heard about my friends playing in some kickball leagues, and I saw the job opening, and it was it matched up really well with what I do.
Yeah.
I studied advertising in college, so I was like, how cool is this? I can do like my career in something that I love. I love sports, so yeah.
So tell me how it works. So you have a number. It's like you listed so many different sports, and there are different seasons throughout the year.
Yeah. So we have monthly leagues. It kind of goes, like January. Yours will end like the first week of February, so on, so on. And then we have our seasons. So we really have programming going on all year long. So if you're looking to play at any point in time, we've got you covered.
You've got something.
Yeah, for sure. And even going into the winter, we just bring things indoors. We recently opened Volo Sports Arena in Rhino, which is our 32,000 square feet venue. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, super exciting. But we really have something for everyone, which is super awesome. And then on top of that, we also have events and tournaments. So events. One project that I'm working on right now is working with some local fitness studios and restaurants, doing a series called Sweat and Social. So I'll be hosting kind of like a workout class, and then afterwards a social aspect of that.
Yeah.
So really not even just league programming. We want to make sure that people who may not work your typical 9 to 5 and have like a little bit of a crazier schedule can have an option as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about this, because I think that's the biggest complaint is like, I don't have a lot of friends in this area. It's hard to make friends as an adult. And then you mentioned dating, and we all know what a nightmare that is. I mean, yeah. If you're in a couple, or if you're partnered with someone, stay, because out here in the single world, it's very hard. But Volo might have the answer, and you actually brought a couple guests with you who found love through kickball, and we're going to bring them up here and talk to them, talk about their blooming romance. But we do have to take a break, so we'll be right back. Welcome back to Colorado Conversations. I'm Genelle Padilla. Today we're talking about the social scene and finding love through adult sports leagues. Right now I have Rob Miner and Jen Geller with me from, I want to say Volo, because you guys met at Volo.
Yes.
You guys are now a couple, but it wasn't always that way. And you probably have to thank Volo for the love blossoming between you guys. I just love this story because you think, like when you think of things like this, and why people do adult sports leagues, it gets lonely. You're probably new to the area and figuring yourself out, and then this is just an added bonus. Or the best bonus, right? So thank you guys for being here. Rob, where are you from, and how long have you been in Denver?
So I'm originally from Maryland, and I moved here in February of 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then why'd you come, and why'd you even, or how did you find out about Volo?
So I originally came after COVID. I was doing like my online master's degree and was ready to just kind of make a big move on my own. So I moved out here all alone, didn't have any friends, and I forget what
I feel like that's always the story, right? Like if you ask anyone who's moved to Denver or at any other cities, it's like, I came for a job, and you don't really think about the social scene, your family, and it can feel isolating. You've been here for a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we moved here around the same time, but obviously didn't know each other. I moved here in January of 22. He was February of 22, and we both joined the league in March, but I felt like when I moved here, it was forever until I found my friends. And then when I look back on it, it was only 2 months. I remember it was really hard on me.
Yeah.
It was like, did I make the right decision? All my friends, everything I know is back in Atlanta. First couple of weeks were really hard, and then randomly went upstairs out of my apartment building. They were throwing like an event upstairs, and the person that was throwing it, who is one of our best friends now, Connor, he introduced himself and said, "You're new here, come join my kickball league." And I'm bringing all my friends from different parts of the country together, and I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be the same as like when I did it in Atlanta, and it was so much better, so much more than I could have ever expected, honestly.
Tell me about that. How was it so much better than what you expected?
I think because in Atlanta I was comfortable. I knew the people I was playing with, or I knew I was living there. I'd go home right after. I had my friends that I could go back to, or my mom and hang out with her, right? Like out here it was, no, I had to go to the league and make friends and be intentional about getting myself out there, right? And so it was just a little bit of that extra push to really help me. I felt like, this is now or never, because I'm already thinking that I made the wrong choice. So
you have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
What about you, Rob? How long was it before you approached Volo? And did you have friends moving here?
So I did know like 2 people from Baltimore actually, but that's actually how I met the mutual friend that invited me to play on the same team.
This is Connor.
Connor.
Thank you, Connor.
Yeah, Connor.
I think he gets a round of applause right now.
Yeah, dids to Connor.
So when you went to your first meeting, how long was it before you're like, oh wait, there could be more than just friendship in this group?
I would say it was the first week. We didn't really hit it off during the game, but we did, cup in hand, you go to the bar, a sponsor bar afterwards, and do flip cup. And that's really where we hit it off, playing a 2-person flip cup game.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just kind of hit it off there and went on a few dates pretty soon after that.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I really remember about him from the first game was that he has the best calves I've ever seen. like 10 out of 10. I do remember, I was like, the whole game, really the first game was like, you know, a whirlwind just because I'm meeting all these people. I've never played cup in hand kickball.
Right.
Pretty similar rules, but you know, it's like an extra limb almost when you first play with it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that guy has great cast. But I don't think I registered it. And then when we hung out at the bar, and that's really, I think, where a lot of the social aspect comes in. Like, yeah, you're playing and you're talking, but it's the sponsor bar after where the camaraderie happens, the relationships form, the friendships form. You know, you guys start talking about things you're interested in and whatnot, right? And then you play Flip Cup, that goes to your points, but then after they start playing other games like Survivor and all these other fun games, and the one where we were partnered up, you partner across the table, you flip your cup into each other's, and we were oddly good right off the bat at it.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those like kind of movies like, oh, wow, like we could be a good team, like outside of it.
Outside of the sport. So I just feel like that was probably an added bonus, right? Because you really went just to have a social scene, not to be at home alone and just to meet and talk to people. Was it even on your minds that something romantic could come about in something like this?
I mean, for me, I was kind of like pursuing or like looking for that. I know for her, she being new here, she wanted to stay single for a while, not meet, you know, the man of her dreams right away.
We're talking about you, right, Rob? Okay.
And yeah, just like we kind of met, both of us met like 2 months after we moved here. And it took a while for things to develop strongly, but yeah, we've been together 4 years now. And
I was going to ask that. I was thinking like months. Not that, you know, like you guys are like really doe-eyed with each other. I'm like, I feel like I'm a third wheel here. You know, do you ever think like if you didn't have something like this, like how would it feel? How would your experience in Denver be?
I think we'd have a lot less friends.
Yeah, I mean, I get people. I always laugh, or my friends kind of make fun of me because I get emotional talking about Volo because it's been such a big part of my life here, not only like personally but kind of professionally because I also ref for them part-time now. I loved it so much that I said, "Can I have a job?" And not only did I meet people playing, but now some of my best friends are my coworkers that work for Volo. So my story in Denver wouldn't be what it is without Volo and without Rob. And I mean, honestly, like I found my best friends through it, but then I found, you know, my love of my life. So
Stop it, you guys. I'm seriously getting goosebumps because it's terrible when you're just you move somewhere and it's isolating and you really can't find that rhythm and vibe with people, and I just feel like that's an inspiring story. You have this idea, people out there, like maybe they're at home and they're like, well, that's not gonna happen for me, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
What would you tell people that are kind of like skeptical about joining something like this?
it's just, honestly, for me, it would be just jump out of your comfort zone. I mean, I'm a very social human. I love interaction. I love meeting people, and even I was scared, so I get it. But the best thing I think about Volo is that there's so many options, but also when you sign up, there's questions like, what are you in this for? Are you in this to meet someone, to meet friends, just to get a little bit of, your sweat on, or just like, I'm open to whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it makes you kind of realize that this is something that could develop with whatever I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I would say if you're an introvert, start out with something like skee ball or cornhole, or even like party pickleball, where you don't even have to be with a team. You can just hop in. There's also, I think probably the best thing to do if you're brand new is to join and get a Volo pass, which it lets you like drop in whenever you want.
Not a big
pretty much
commitment.
anywhere. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're not committing to a whole league.
Yeah.
You're buying a pass that every month you pay an amount, and then you can drop into leagues. Yeah, you can drop into events. You get free events, all that kind of stuff.
I think really it's like, if you're scared, just do it scared, because this is what could happen. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today, but we're gonna have much more with Volo with Lily to wrap it up and see how we can get involved, but we do have to take a quick break, so we'll be right back. We are back with much more with Volo Sports. Now, we just spoke to the cutest couple, Rob and Jen, and they met through Volo. And I didn't realize like that you guys are really tapping into this because it works. They're just one success story. I thought this was like a rarity. How many couples have met in Denver?
So 33 couples have met in Volo, which is crazy, but
Yes.
it's so awesome to see. Like we've had a couple couples, we send them like little gifts for their weddings and everything so we can incorporate Volo a little bit. I know we had these like champagne flutes that we sent, so
I know. We were just talking to, I mean, Jen was just saying they were going to incorporate possibly. I mean, they're not engaged yet, but like they might incorporate Volo into like their wedding, and Connor, who introduced them, might be the officiant. I don't know. I'm not saying Connor. It's not a promise, but so. It's interesting that you guys are really like diving into it because this is such a, I mean, it's hard to date out there. Every single person who's on a dating app will complain about the dating app, but you guys are kind of making this like an organic way and then making it fun with fitness. So what else do you guys have that are tailored toward people who are single?
Yeah, we do a lot of different events. So Volo Solo is a series that is tailored towards single people, but also people who just want to make, you know, new friendships. Those are really welcome to everyone, but a lot of people do go into those looking for love. And then we also have like pickleball, singles, tournaments. We do some happy hours. I know the last one I did was a skee ball mixer, and that was super fun. So we do a lot of different singles events as well. And yeah, dating in Denver has a pretty bad reputation. We're trying to fix it.
We saw it on Love Is Blind. No couples,
We did.
0 couples came out of that. So how can people get involved? You said it happens throughout the year.
Yeah.
So walk me through that.
Yeah, so we have both our website and our app, super easy to access. But pretty much we have it's separated between leagues, events, and tournaments. You can sign up as a free agent, or you can get a group together and sign up as a team. And like Jen mentioned earlier, we do have that Volo Pass membership that gives you free and discounted events and tournaments. Discounts on leagues, things like that. So there's a million different ways to get involved.
So there's the non-committal, there's the committed with the leagues.
Yeah.
Kind of just as in life and with dating too.
Yeah.
So you make it what you want. So the next deadline is when?
So this Friday is our early bird prices increase, and then June 11th is our next deadline for our June leagues.
For the June leagues.
Yes.
And is that all sports?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. And everyone can find it out on Volo's website.
Yeah.
Or you guys do have an app that's actually really easy to use. I downloaded it, I get notifications, but yeah, I got to tap into that. So anyway, Lily, thank you so much for joining us today. I feel like this is just like, your guys are going to grow so much when more people find out about it, because I mean, there's such a need. You're meeting a need in the communities, not only here in Denver, but you guys are nationwide.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for watching on Colorado Conversations. We'll see you next time.